Good evening and welcome to this week in review. Tonight's stories include Remembrance Day highlights, Operation Christmas Child a success, presentation to the Mayor, interview with Bill Matthews. These stories plus community events, the BBS Playbill, Off the Rack and more coming up after this. Remembrance Day 2002 was very chilly, foggy and wet. Despite the weather, a large crowd attended the church service, which was officiated by Reverend Dean Sellers and Reverend David Russell. After the church service, everyone paraded to the War Memorial. Many groups lay wreaths in memory of the war victims, including our MP Bill Matthews. This was the first time a federal minister attended the Remembrance Day activities. Of course, the Sea Cadets were in fine form as usual, under the direction of their new CO, Ron Caldwell. During the 2 minutes of silence, it seemed to rain the artists. Reverend Sellers reminded everyone that the soldiers who fought in the world's conflicts had to endure many more hardships than just a little rain. We should be able to stand in the rain for a short time in remembrance of them without complaint. The ceremony concluded with singing of Old Canada and the Sea Cadets marching off. Operation Christmas Child was a great success again this year. We took our camera to the Anglican Church where Kay Kosser and Jesse Skinner, co-coordinators for the Operation Christmas Child, were preparing the boxes to be shipped out. After we drop the boxes off at the church, then the work begins. These ladies have to check to make sure that the proper age group tag are on the shoe boxes. If they are missing, then it has to be determined what age group the box belongs to. If the boxes are closed with tape, this has to be cut and then the box is secured with rubber bands. Some generous people include $5 towards the cost of shipping. Sometimes it is fastened to the outside of the box. This also has to be removed and placed on the inside as the brochure suggests. These two ladies have been involved in this project for the past 5 years and both find it very satisfying. You would think that having to check all these boxes would be tiresome. However, these two call it a labor of love. Once all the shoe boxes have been checked, they are then packed in large cartons and sealed with packing tape. A&R Trucking takes them free of charge to the Regional Collection Center, which is the First Pentecostal Church in Corner Brook. Along with all other shoe boxes in our area, ours are then shipped free of charge to the National Collection Center, where they will be shipped to the States. This year, a total of 330 boxes were collected from Burgeo, Ramia, Franceway, and for the first time, Grey River. On behalf of Operation Christmas Child, Kay Kosser and Jesse Skinner thank everyone for their generous donation to this wonderful organization. On Monday of this week, we were invited to the Town Hall for a very special presentation.
Coffee and a sandwich with us on this Remembrance Day. And Bear and I are very pleased to be here with you in Burgeo. What I tried to do the 5 years that I've been a member of Parliament is I tried to go somewhere different on Remembrance Day. So this is the first time I've been in Burgeo for that occasion. I guess close to a year ago, your mayor and I was out about town and he took me up to the memorial stuff and he said, do you participate in Remembrance Days? And I said, yes, I'll try to go somewhere different every year. And he said, well, why don't you consider coming to Virgil this year. And I said, if that's an invitation and you have a function, I'll certainly come. And so I'm delighted to be here. So, and we're leaving here this evening and going down to Port Basque because they have a dinner there in the evenings with the Legion. So we're going down for that. So it was a tremendous service, well attended. The church was full. Great turnout at the memorial. And I must say, I think you have a tremendous corps there. Just watching them as they went by us when we were making our way down to the church, I can tell that they're smart, they're sharp, and I have great admiration, by the way, for the cadet movement. I guess coming from the town where I came and being part of RCSCC Atlantic back years and years ago. But, and Vera and I tried as well, so a year ago, to reviews and so on, you know, and we've taken a few of those. And so I just want to thank you people for coming out here. Now I'm going to do something today that's a total surprise to everyone in this room except me and Vera. No one had a clue about this, okay? Only two of us. This year is, as you know, is the Queen's Golden Jubilee. And she was in Canada a few weeks ago. And in commemoration of the Queen's Golden Jubilee, there's a commemorative medal for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee. Was created to mark the 50th anniversary of her accession of Her Majesty to the throne on February 6, 1952. And is awarded to persons who have made a significant contribution to their community, to their fellow Canadians, and of course to the great country of Canada. Of course, in some cases, they've made great contributions to the world. For instance, people who served overseas in Bosnia and Afghanistan and things like that. So I'm here today as part of that Jubilee celebrations and as your Member of Parliament to present the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal to a gentleman who's been very, very involved in community involvement here, has been very involved with your Lions Club, with your Recreation Committee, with your Local Development Committee, with your Town's Industrial Revitalization Committee, and of course is the Mayor of your town. So I take great pleasure this morning, I guess it's still this morning, in presenting the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal to Alistair Hampton. Here, here.
Besides Vera and Bill, it certainly wasn't me.
They did not. There's the medal is here, which you can see. And there's a certificate here as well. Alistair, if you ever get her open. But, on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the accession of Queen Elizabeth and so on, the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal presented to Mr. Alistair J. Hampton. So, no, it's a complete surprise, I know, to you. The only two who knew about this, Vera and I. And, I wanted to oh, there.
Wait for Alistair, he's looking at it.
Hard to keep this
One
smart.
more now. Okay.
The thing about this, I have a number of those throughout the writing, and no one who's receiving them knows they're receiving them until I do it. And it was not an easy job, because you had to find out some things about people that, I mean, I knew some things, but, you know, this is big writing, and a lot of things I don't know about a lot of people. So I had to do it in a way that I got some information without them knowing it, and under the guise of for other reasons and all this stuff. So I've done it, and this is the fourth one, I guess. I think this is the fourth one I presented, and it's been a total surprise to them. And I have some more that people don't know what they're getting, but and I'd like to do it in this kind of a setting where you at least have a sort of a cross section of the community where the individuals live and have contributed and made their contribution to you know, to society. So I thought this would be appropriate to do this morning, and I'm delighted to be here to present it to you.
Thank you, Bill. I'm honored to receive this medal, and I must say that I was really honored today that you came and gave that commitment. And it's true what Bill said about a year ago. He said that you make sure you list me to present the wreath on behalf of the Government of Canada for the District of Burin St. George's in Burgeo next year. And when the time came around, he followed was good as far as I'm concerned. You know, that Virgil is not a big area in the area of here in St. George's. There's certainly more votes in other parts of the district that he could have patronized today, but he didn't. He chose to come in Virgil. And I'd really like to thank you on behalf of our people, Bill.
Very glad to be here. Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of This Week in Review coming up after this.
This is the place where the dawn breaks earliest. The new year comes soonest. And the Atlantic first meets the new world. You can walk the streets of the oldest city in North America. In the far east of the Western world.
Our MP, Bill Matthews, was in town on Monday for the Remembrance Day service and a presentation. He took time out for a short interview. Good afternoon, Mr. Matthews.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for speaking with us.
It's my pleasure.
And your purpose of your visit for today?
Well, I'm here, my first reason for being here is to participate in the Remembrance Day ceremony, which I went to the church service at 10 o'clock and then to the War Memorial at 11 to lay a wreath on behalf of the Government of Canada. And it's the first time that I've done a Remembrance Day ceremony in Burgeo, and I try to go to a different community each year. So I'm delighted to be here for Remembrance Day with the people of Burgeo, and particularly the youth groups here. I was absolutely impressed with the number of youth organizations that were present in the church this morning and at the War Memorial, and with the number of young people who were in attendance. It was so nice to see.
Are you planning on visiting with any other groups or organizations while you're in town?
Well, yes, I have a meeting scheduled with the Recreation Committee at 1:30. They have some recreational concerns that they'd like to talk about, so I had a call a week or so ago asking me would I meet with them today, so I'm meeting them at 1:30 to discuss recreational issues of their concern, so I look forward to that.
Okay. Now, in his council report last week, Mayor Ann mentioned that the water treatment plant had gone over budget by a large amount of money, and he mentioned about the provincial government having a cost share plan of 80-20. Now, where does the federal government come into that, or do they come into the picture at all?
Well, they wouldn't come in here really on the cost overrun situation. What happened here, that project is being done under the Canada-Newfoundland Infrastructure Program, which is a cost-shared program between the federal, provincial, and municipal governments. So we have about 1/3 of the money into the project as a federal government's point of view. What happened there, I think, is the tender came in above what was expected, and that consequently, I think, meant the engineering fees were much higher. And I know the town council has been in negotiation with the Department of Municipal Affairs provincially to work out some cost share agreement, and I believe the mayor indicated that they've worked out an 80-20 arrangement with the municipal affairs on that overrun. Okay.
Now, I know recently in the past, I'd say a month or so, we've been getting a lot of news releases about your government having funding for improvements to wharves in our district, in our riding. Now, is there any other funding available for a short-term project on the federal level?
Well, our basic program for wharves and slipways and breakwaters to the federal government is through small crafts harbors, and we've just recently completed a project here, a slipway project, where we put, I think it was somewhere like I'm trying to remember, but I think it was somewhere like $160,000, I believe, into slipway reconstruction and repairs. And it was just interesting just last night watching your channel that I see the slipway is finished and it's now open for boat users, and I noticed that there's a $25 fee associated, but that's the philosophy of harbour authorities, and that they try to become self-sustaining by charging users fees. So that's the major program where we do slipways and wharves and breakwaters, is through small crafts harbours. But in order to avail small crafts harbours funding, you really need a harbour authority, and of course Burgeo has one, and that's why we were able to access funding recently to do the slipway project.
Okay. Now, I don't know if this is, I think this is totally unrelated, but however, harbour cleanups. Now, does the federal government have any policy on harbour cleanup? In the news recently, obviously, the St. John's Harbour is getting quite a chunk of cash to clean up their harbour. Now, what about, I'll say like Burgeo Harbour, for example? Is there any funding available through these small harbours and crafts to clean up our harbours?
Not through small crafts harbours. Small crafts harbours would be basically into slipways, wharves and breakwaters, and some minor dredging, where we have channels that fill in throughout the winter with wave action and winds and so on, with a small amount of dredging. The St. John's Harbour cleanup is being done through the what we call Major Strategic Infrastructure Program, federal program. That's where it's big projects like St. John's Harbour, but again it's cost shared 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 with the provincial government and the municipalities in there, about $31 million each by 3 parties. But small harbour cleanups, we don't have a program for that. Basically, we have water and sewer projects where your water treatment project is coming from. That's under the Canada-Newfoundland Infrastructure Program. But bigger projects such as St. John's Harbour, Halifax Harbour, and hopefully some highway money will come from the larger strategic infrastructure program. But that has not been fully decided yet. There's some $29 or $30 million left in what's called the Newfoundland portion of the federal component of that has not been allocated, and there's some negotiations ongoing between the federal government and the provincial government as to how to spend that.
Okay. Now, is there anything else you'd like to add?
That's fine.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you so much.
On Tuesday of this week, Kathy Cutler, Mental Health and Addictions Counsellor, dropped by our studio to talk about the upcoming National Addiction Awareness Week. We have with us in our studio today Kathy Cutler, Addictions and Mental Health Counsellor. And welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
We're mental health. Oh, no, it's not mental health. It's Addictions Awareness Week is coming up November 17th to the 23rd.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you have a particular theme this year?
Yeah, it's a national theme, a National Addictions Awareness Week. So everywhere in Canada, it's Addictions Awareness Week. So all of our offices will be planning events. This year's theme is "In These Hands, Our Future Lies." That's the slogan, I guess, that we'll be working with. And we'll be planning a few things in Burgeo for that week, during that week as well, right?
Okay, so now what are some of the things that you have planned?
Okay, at the school level, what we're doing is the primary and elementary kids are going to be decorating bags from the liquor store. So we got a whole bunch of bags at the liquor store. We took them to the school, and during that week, or actually during this week, they're going to be decorating the bags, and they're going to be given out during the week from the liquor store. So what we're going to do is take them back to the liquor store, and they're going to use them to give out to our customers.
Okay.
And what we had asked the kids to do was to decorate them using slogans around, around addictions, or around like "Be careful for me," "Watch out for me," "Don't drink and drive," those types of things. Whatever the kids wanted to do, like to draw pictures on there, put their names on there, whatever the case. But they're going to be decorating them, and we're going to be collecting them at the end of this week. And during Addictions Week, Awareness Week, they will be given out at the liquor store.
Okay.
So that's at the school. I'm going to be doing a display at the hospital during that week. So there's going to be various pamphlets and posters put out in the main lobby of the Calder Healthcare Centre. And the big thing that we're going to be doing, the Help Committee, because there's no way that I would be able to do a major thing like this, but the Help Committee is sponsoring and helping, is coordinating a Family Feud game.
Okay, yeah.
And that's on the Thursday of that week. It starts at 7 o'clock in the evening. And it's going to be a game, basically, you look at it, if anybody knows the Family Feud game from TV, modeled after that, with a twist in that all the questions and the answers are going to be related to addictions topics.
Okay, now I understand you got quite a few teams.
I think it's 6 or 7 teams. So what we did this year, because this is our first time doing it, We've had game shows before, but we've tried to make this more of a family event.
Okay.
So we got 6 or 7 teams. We kind of recruited the teams this year. We kind of went to people and said, like, could you please put a team in? That may change. I mean, we'd love to see it turn into an annual thing. But anyway, we have 6 or 7 teams, and what we done earlier in the month was pass out surveys. We had questions written up, and we passed out surveys to 50 people, and they sent them back, so we compiled the answers. So basically, the game show, we're not looking for the right answer. We're looking for the answers that our survey people had given us, right? So it's not whether it's right or wrong.
So it would be the game show. It would be the best answer, the top number 1 answer.
Yeah, I think it's like 5. I think we got the top 5 if there was 5 different responses, right? And so there's 4 people per team, and like I said, they will play off, and there are prizes to be won. I think it will be a fun evening, and we, not only for the team or people who are playing, and we're really glad that we got the people to volunteer to do this, but also for the people who are watching it, and hopefully you'll get to learn something.
Okay, now you're going to have it in the parish hall, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who are some of the teams that are going to be involved?
We have a team from the school, the teachers. We got a team from CYN. We have a
Community Youth Network.
Right.
Yeah.
We got a team. We got actually a team, I think, from the school itself, not CYN, but because there are other youth outside the school.
Yeah.
CYN. So from
That would be students.
Students. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the fire department.
Very good.
Yeah, and we put a request into Lines and Lioness. I'm not sure if we heard back or not yet from them, but I'm hoping that Lioness and Lines will combine a team. The police or the federal employees, and I think maybe some of the federal employees comprising a team. And the hospital.
Very good.
Yeah, so 6 or 7 teams, I think.
So do you think because you approached them that they were more open to put a team together, other than if you had phone, had just put a notice up and saying we're looking for teams?
Yeah. Well, I think initially in the beginning year, because people don't really know what it's about, and people are really afraid they're going to make a fool of themselves and not get the right answers, and a lot of fears around that, right? So initially in this year, we kind of targeted people to ensure that we would have the teams, some teams there. But I'm hoping what's going to happen is once people see it's just for a bit of fun, and it's not like it's not for any of those reasons, just for to get people out and in the name of Addictions Awareness Week, and to learn some of the around the areas of addictions. It's nothing about what your knowledge is, because a lot of times unless you're in the field, you don't have a great knowledge.
Especially when it comes, I'm thinking back to now when we had Who Wants to Win $50, and you had a lot of statistics.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, statistics would only be a guess.
Exactly.
For for the regular layperson.
Yes.
Anybody.
For most people.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
somebody in your field probably would have a better chance.
Yeah, but it's really, really hard, like those types of questions.
Yeah.
But these are, some of them are definitely are going to be, they're not something that you would just, people got a vague idea about, right? So it's not about, right or wrong answers. It's about guessing what the people on the survey said. And the survey people were people in the community. So they wouldn't have the same amount of knowledge, most, average amount of knowledge, right?
Yeah, okay.
So it should be fun. I mean, we're hoping to have a fun evening. We're going to be serving some food as well. That always makes for a nice little social gathering. So we're going to have some finger foods and sandwiches and stuff, and something to drink. So like I said, we're inviting everybody. We would like to see as many people come out for it as possible.
And
kids.
This is a free event.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's a free event.
Just come out and just to cheer on your team. So if you you want to go for a particular team, you can cheer them on. And,
okay.
So I think, and like I said, I will be having a display over there as well.
Okay. So now the Community Family Feud is going to be Thursday, November 21st at the parish hall starting at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a big learn-on year for us. So everything might not go as smoothly, as we would like. So, but hopefully everything goes off as planned. If not, it'll be a good laugh.
A learning experience for all. Yeah.
So those are the events. I just wanted to come here and just let everybody know that everybody's welcome to attend.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Did we forget anything?
We're going to have a really nice door prize too. So when everybody comes in, they can sign their name on the sheet, and we're going to be drawing names for that. And it's a really, really nice door prize as well. Besides the prizes that we're going to have, for the winners, right?
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thank you.
The Western Healthcare Corporation are asking people to respect visiting rules at acute care sites. The Western Healthcare Corporation asks that people respect visiting hours and regulations when coming to see family and friends at acute care facilities in Western Newfoundland. Corporation staff members have noticed that many people are not observing visiting hours, which run from 2 to 4 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. daily. In addition, people are also ignoring rules that stipulate that visitations be limited to 2 people at a time per patient. The corporation has found that when visiting rules are not observed, it interferes with nursing care. In addition, those who ignore the rules interfere with the ability of patients to get the proper rest and quiet. Many acute care rooms in facilities operated by the corporation have 4 beds and therefore not big enough to accommodate many visitors. Patients are usually sharing rooms with other people who have a right to privacy and confidentiality, and these rights can be violated by visitors who stay longer than permitted and who arrive in excessive numbers. The corporation is asking that the public observe the following. Respect visiting hours. Respect the staff and their requests relating to patient care, and restrict the number of visitors to 2 people per bedside. If a patient or family member feels that their case warrants an exception to visitation rules, they should contact the patient care coordinator or the charge nurse. Stay with us for Off the Rack, the community events, and the BBS Playbill, all after this.
There's an island, of course, and over 10,000 miles of coastline, raised up in sunshine and storm. Thousands of islands, coves, guts, and bays, with a strange and startling beauty. It's a land that lives by the sea. No wonder our dogs have webbed feet.
Off the Rack. This week, as we scanned our tape rack, we came across a tape of the children of Burgeo giving gifts to the children in war-torn Rwanda. Let's look back to April 1995.
Welcome to the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. I'm Rebecca Young. The next scheduled TV bingo will be hosted by the LOL on Wednesday, November 20th. One game for $300. Cards are available from any member of the LOL and are in most stores around town. Cards cost $1 each or 6 for $5. Please support the LOL Plaid TV Bingo. You can win $300 just in time for Christmas. The Resident Family Council has for sale Magna stick calendars for 2003, and they will fit in a Christmas card. They cost $2 or 3 for $5 and are available at the hospital. The Anglican Church will have their mitten tree again this year, beginning on Sunday, November 17th to December 8th. As in the past, knitted items will be collected each Sunday and then sent to a church in Montreal, where they will be distributed to newly arrived immigrants to Canada. Any items you want to donate to the mitten tree will be greatly appreciated. The Burgeo Fire Department has invited Santa Claus to the fire hall on Sunday, December 22nd for breakfast with Santa. Mark your calendar so you don't forget. There will be an information session on breast health November 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. at the conference room located at the Calder Healthcare Center. There is still time to register for this session. Please call Darlene at 886-3360, Brenda at 886-2121, or Glenda at 886-3306 and leave your name and number. The SCW will be having their annual fall sale on Saturday, November 23rd in the Parish Hall. Doors open and the sale starts at 2 p.m. There will be a baked table, craft items, knitted goods, and crochet items, as well as $1 prizes for all ages. Afternoon tea will be served and costs $2, with prizes to be won. Come out for an enjoyable afternoon, and you may find that perfect Christmas gift. If your group or organization has an upcoming event planned, we will be happy to advertise it for you. Just call the BBS office by Wednesday of each week to have items included in this portion of our broadcast. That concludes the community event segment of tonight's broadcast. See you next week.
BBS Playbill. Try your luck on Wednesday by playing LOL TV Bingo. Tune in on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. for a rebroadcast of The Bandwagon. Join Pans in the Gang for 2 stories, a craft, and lots of fun on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on Pansy's Garden. Next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we will have Religious Revelations from the United Church. And I'll be here again next week with This Week in Review. Please stay tuned now for The Bandwagon. For This Week in Review, I'm Marie Rose. Good night and God bless.